In this lecture, I want to give you a concrete example to illustrate the impact that repurposing can have on your content strategy and just how much of a competitive advantage you'll have as a result. So, let's say you interview a high-profile thought leader in your industry, and let's say it's a video interview. That kind of interview by itself is an amazing opportunity to generate traffic and links and social shares and build authority and credibility around your brand, simply by having that influencer come and talk to you. But if you just post the video and call it a day, as most people would, you're not really squeezing all the juice out of the orange. There's still a lot of untapped potential in that one piece of content. So here's what I would do in that situation. First of all, when I initially post the interview, I'd upload it to YouTube and then embed the video on my site. That way, the video is discoverable on the YouTube platform. So I have the potential to reach a lot of people who wouldn't otherwise know about me or my brand. So again, I'd embed the YouTube video in a blog post, then I'd write up a quick introductory paragraph summarizing kind of the main points of the interview, and below that, I would transcribe the entire interview to text, every word. That way, if somebody comes along and wants to read the interview rather than watch it, they can do that. And having that transcript there also helps with search traffic, because search engines are a lot better at understanding text than video. So that's the initial post. I've already done a lot more than my competitors probably would, but I am far from finished. An interview with an influencer can be a great source of social media content. So I'd pull out a few of the most impactful quotes and tweet them out over the next few days, making sure to tag the person and link back to the interview. Then I'd use those same quotes to create some beautiful graphics using a tool like Canva or Pablo by Buffer, and I'd post those on Instagram and Facebook, again, making sure to tag the person and direct people to the original video. I might even make a short highlight reel of some of the best one-liners of the interview and share that on Instagram as well. Then, if I have a podcast, I'd convert the video to audio and release it as a podcast episode. And I'd probably just record an intro and an outro so my listeners understand the context of what they're hearing. We're still not done here. We can actually go a little bit further and craft another blog post with a headline like, "The 3 most valuable lessons I learned from," whatever the person's name is. Here we're appealing to a slightly different audience, people who may not have time to watch or read an entire long-form interview, but are still interested in getting a condensed version of the main points. Then you can even repurpose that post a little bit, turn it into a podcast episode where you elaborate on what you learned and why it matters, maybe tweet out bits and pieces of what you learned, make more graphics, and so on. Think about what I just did. I took one video interview and managed to turn it into a dozen or more individual pieces of content. Most people are not willing to put in that extra effort, which makes it a great opportunity to set yourself apart by providing more value than the competition. And you know what? It's not even that difficult, since you're just repurposing existing content rather than creating something entirely new. It's not like you have to go back and interview that person again and again to create these other pieces of content. You're just creating them from what you already have. So see if you can work this little trick into your content strategy. It's simple, but very, very powerful.